Hey guys, welcome back to Booze Reviews in Black and White. I am D'Amico and this is Bane. And we are back on episode number 4 of our Rye Whiskey mini seminar series. Jim Beam Rye Whiskey. I'll put pictures up on the gram, just so you guys know. This one is 80 proof, so 40% alcohol by volume. Made by Jim Beam, owned by the Beam Suntory people.
Big dogs?
They own like everything now, it's ridiculous. Alright. Yeah, I don't know much about this one.
Well, you know, like you were saying, we're into rye whiskeys now. We're just trying a whole bunch of different ones out. You know, just picking up a little bit of information here and there. I've noticed something, and I read about how the different grain sizes help color the whiskey itself. So smaller grain sizes, and I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing it doesn't soak in as much water, more dense grain.
The color mean?
Well, coloring, but you know, when they kiln and dry it, it's still going to be a lot more dense grain and impart a lot more flavor, color, and so forth. So I'm guessing rye is probably one of those smaller grains that's imparting a lot of that, you know, spiciness that you get in a lot of rye whiskeys and so forth. So that's just something I was just reading on, and I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the grain size, the smaller the grain, the more intense I believe the flavor is.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And so the bigger, and would be my guess, is that it soaks in more water, dilutes a lot of that flavor and color. I know it's kiln dried, but it's all about density when it comes down to it.
It might be, yeah. That's too scientific for me.
I just went to the Science Museum in Minnesota, so it's all scientific. I mean, think about gravity. It's all about density. You know, it falls faster. Anyway, getting back to the whiskey.
Oh, malt bill on this is 51% rye, so just so you know, which is the minimum to be called a rye whiskey, just like a bourbon, 51% minimum of corn. So 51% minimum, or 51% rye on the malt bill for this. I don't know what else they're putting in it.
4 years of
4 years old
as well. Yeah. And to me, it almost looks like there's been color added to this. I mean, that's pretty dark for 4 years.
It does look. I mean, I don't know that they can legally. Well, bourbon, I know they can't, but I don't know about rye. Maybe one of you guys know. Can they legally put caramel coloring in other whiskeys? Well, I know standard whiskeys or American whiskeys they can, but what about rye whiskeys? I don't know that there's any rules or anything like that. Bourbon, I know that you cannot. Scotch, you can, but I don't know about rye whiskey. So somebody that's way smarter than me and Bane, hit the comments, hit us on Facebook. Far. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't going to go that far, but yeah, let us know. Even though we could research it ourselves, we just want to interact with you.
You know, I'm getting a nice clean nose, not too much spice, pretty simple.
I'm getting sugar, vanilla.
A little sweetness, definitely a little bit of grain action on this.
Oh, yeah. Bready almost.
Sure. I'm getting a lot of different characteristics on this one. It almost starts off like you get that charcoal filter characteristic, spice, a little bit of that caramel, whatever coming through. Very grainy, pretty expressive.
I'm getting spice, caramel, almost I don't want to say fennel seed, like dried fennel seed. I feel like, you know, having it in your spice rack or something. Getting a little bit of that characteristic. But the spice, I'm getting a hint of rye spice but I'm getting more almost black pepper, like fresh black pepper spice out of it. Yeah, caramel, vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a nice little toasty burn to it. Getting a little bit of that old characteristic, just slight. But yeah, as far as spice goes, there's a lot of it on the palate, not so much on the nose.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
liking this. It's not bad.
I'm gonna see just if we can just, you know, kill a little time. I want to see if this is like water. Let us know. Well, I'm killing time here because I'm not cutting this part out of it. Let us know what you thought of the other few rye videos. If you've had any of these in the series so far, or if there's a rye that you consider to be your favorite or pretty close to your favorite in the whiskey categories that you've had. Let us know your experiences with rye whiskey. Music is playing right now, so. All right. Actually the sweeter characteristics kind of came out a little bit more.
The more I drink it, that's kind of what I'm getting. Spice kind of goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a little bit more creamier notions, palate. Again, that caramel, vanilla, that characteristic shows up.
Yeah, less pepper, a lot less pepper. It's almost changed it from, you know, because black pepper can get a little aggressive. This is a lot more subtle, almost like a white pepper would be. Any of you cooks or chefs would know, like, white pepper isn't as, you know, punch in your face as black pepper would be.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this.
Go for it.
Jim Beam rye. I've had it before. I've actually had a couple bottles of it at home. It's not something I'm always excited about, but it's a good, affordable rye whiskey, coming in at under or around 20 bucks for $7.50. You're looking at a rye whiskey that's going to bring a lot of characteristic. It's rough around the edges, don't get me wrong, but I mean, for 20 bucks, you can't go wrong. It's a good, you know, mixing rye whiskey. I would give it probably an 80. Yeah, does the trick.
It's decent. You know, for something that's under $20, you know, we've had the old Overholt, which was $13.99, I think, $12.99, something like that. I like the old Overholt a lot better. I think I'm gonna drop this one a 60. No, I'll give it 62. It's decent at best. I think it's got a lot of different things going on, but they're kind of scatterbrained. They're not balanced. You know, they're not layered at all. They're just kind of we don't know what to do. That's what it was getting on my palate. Like, my mouthfeel was decent, but the flavor profile, you know, the pepper kind of everywhere. I mean, I think that just dominated a lot more things than it probably should have. Yeah, so 62. I've never had this before. I probably won't have it again if I have other choices.
I'll sneak them some.
Maybe. I'm starting to get into, like, trying to do cocktails, so maybe I'll try it in a cocktail or something. I don't know.
And so this is why I would say that I like this over the Overholt, is the fact that it's about less sweet characteristics right away. Even though it's fumbled up, there's a lot of bold characteristics. So even if you do mix it, some of that stuff still might be showing up in your cocktail.
Sure.
And if you dilute it, it's still gonna be a little bit spicier than something like the overall, which I think, yeah, water and it basically just thinned it out way too much. So for me, Jim Beam tends to be just a really inexpensive, good showing of what rye can actually bring to the table, even though it's only 51%, but whatever.
But for my palate, if this is what rye can bring to the table, I'm the fuck out of here. All right, we will catch you guys on the flip side.